Hi, Chuck Vosburgh here, your favorite realtor. I've got a little tutorial for you today on rehabbing houses and how to evaluate one that you're going to purchase. So I've got one here behind me. This is a listing of ours over here in Gulfport. And the most important thing, of course, when you're buying any kind of real estate is the location. The location is the most important thing. Don't get sucked into a great price somewhere if it's in a bad spot, because it's just going to cut down on the profitability of it, and it's going to make it more difficult to sell after you're finished with it. So this is in a very good, desirable location here in Gulfport, Florida. This is a great spot, great neighborhood. Everything is real nice about the location. So let's take a look at the house, and I'll show you what to look for when you're looking for a place to rehab. All right, let's take a look around the outside first. First of all, we've got some really nice giant trees here. That's nice. And as we take a look at the outside of the house, a couple things you want to take a look at, of course, are the roof. Look around underneath the soffits. Take a look at the soffits and fascia. The soffit is the part underneath the overhang. The fascia is the board on the front. Take a look around that. Look for rotted wood. Not really seeing any here. Also, if there is wood around the outside of the windows, take a look there for rotted wood, because those are things that you'll have to replace. The other place to take a look for rotted wood is at the bottom of posts like these here, right there, and also around the door frame. Those are some things that, although they're not costly to fix, those are some things you might want to plan for. Now in this case, this house has some nice siding on it, so really all we'd have to do with this is pressure wash this place and repaint it. That's an easy job. Just mask off the windows and spray it. So let's take a look around here in the back. This is a big selling point here for this house in Gulfport, is that it's got easy access to the backyard. So you could park a RV back here or a trailer or something. A lot of folks here in this area like to have boats, so that gives you easy access to put it here in the backyard. The backyard is very large here. That's another thing that you want to consider, is lifestyle. And this is a very small house, so this is a very easy rehab. It's just a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. It's a little under 1,000 square feet. So very easy rehab. You can see, as we look around the exterior, it looks ugly, but it's in really great shape. This is nice siding on here. Pressure wash, spray it, and it'll look gorgeous. The windows are in fairly good condition. If you were going to rehab this to live in, well, you may want to replace the windows. But if you were going to rehab it to resell or to rent, then I would just leave them as is, except for if you find any that don't work. So let's walk around to the front here, and I'll show you what to look for the inside. All right, we're here inside the house now, and I'll show you a quick walk around, show you what to look for. Now, in this particular house, it has wall units throughout. It does not have any kind of central heating and air, which is actually a good thing, because usually on a rehab, you have to tear out all the old stuff to put in the new. In this case, there isn't any. It's what we call a virgin property. It hasn't been all hacked up yet. So what we can do is just take these wall units out, fix the walls, and then put in new central heating and air. Now this one here is kind of unique, because we've got this one humongous bedroom. The house was originally a 2-bedroom house, and then at some point in time somebody took out a wall. In fact, you can kind of see the line right here where the wall was. There were a pair of closets right here that divided these 2 bedrooms. So I don't know why, at some point that wall was removed, but putting that wall back in restores it back to a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And also, as you look around your rehab property, don't worry about the condition of the carpet or how it smells or anything like that. You're going to fix all that. You got to consider that when you're doing a rehab, you're going to tear everything out anyway and replace it. Now, here's the case with the bathroom, too. You can see that some cabinets have already been removed. Hey, that's good news. That's less stuff that we have to tear out if we were going to do the rehab. So, the bathroom's in decent condition. You want to look for holes in the walls and, things that are rotten. Doesn't look like we have any issues here. I don't see anything that's immediately obvious to me. Now, of course, you want to have a professional inspector come in and look the place over so that you know what you're dealing with. Now, for Pat and I, we don't bother. We've done so many of these, we know exactly what we're looking at, and we're planning on replacing everything anyway. So let's take a look here in the kitchen. All right, the kitchen, it's pretty big. It's just got a bad layout to it. So, obviously these old cabinets are going to get torn out. We're going to, put all new everything in here. And this cabinet with a little bit different layout can be very nice. And let's take a look out back here, because the laundry in this particular house is just outside the back here. This is where the laundry goes, and it's got the hookups and the drain and everything. So this is a standard, old-fashioned Florida house where the laundry is just outside the back door. So that's here. Now, the other thing I want you to look at is the electrical. When you're looking at rehabbing a house, one thing that's expensive is the electrical. So to totally rewire and redo all the electrical on a house this size, you're looking at somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, depending on who you have do it and whether or not they need to tear holes in the walls. So you always want to look at the electrical panel. Now, the first thing to do is knock on it and step back, because there may be wasps in it. So no wasps came flying out. That doesn't mean there aren't any, though, so you want to be careful. Be ready to run. Okay, well, this has circuit breakers, so that's good news. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of electrical stuff. If you don't understand exactly what you're looking at, have a professional look at it so that you can get good advice before you purchase it. But I know that this panel's adequate. We're not going to have to replace it. When you're taking a look at the electrical, look at the outlets in the house and make sure that they're grounded. That means they have this little extra plug. So you got the 2 plugs plus the third one. That's something that is a benefit. If we were going to rent it out, we'd probably just refurbish this tile, get it all nice and shiny and looking good. If you're going to rehab it to sell, probably put some laminate floor on top of this. You got to kind of gauge your materials by the price range of the house. You don't want to go cheap on anything, but you don't want to go with super expensive hardwood floors in a house that's less than 1,000 square feet, because you'd never get your money back. So anyway, this house is an easy rehab. It's really just simple stuff. It's all easy. Put a new roof on, redo the inside, paint the outside, put a little landscaping in on the outside, and you're done. This one's easy. All right, so there you have it. I know this didn't really have a lot of details in it. In the interest of time, I had to really simplify it. But if there's anything you want to know, you let me know. From vendors, or how to do the math, how to find projects, anything at all. You just give me a call, and I'll tell you anything you want to know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.